Hey, what's going on? I'm John B.
Hey, and I'm Darlene B.
Today we are talking about
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
The sequel to the highly watched, highly loved Coming to America 1.
From 1988.
Right. And now we're in 2021 and we have the sequel and we're about to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And first off, we'll talk about Eddie Murphy. Obviously, he's the star of the movie.
Right.
We got the director, Craig Brewer.
Right. And so a lot of the original cast is in there. We have Arsenio Hall, like before. We have Sherry Headley.
James Earl Jones.
We have John Amos and many other characters who, and then also we can forget about the characters that Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall play aside from their main characters.
Right, you'll see some in the movie as well.
Right. So those return. As a matter of fact, what did you think about having the barbershop return?
It's interesting. Well, for those of you who may not know, like I said, this movie was in 1988.
Right.
And back in 1988, that's 33 years ago. So if you're going by true numbers, the characters in the barbershop were probably in their 60s, 70s. So
Pound for pound, Sugar Ray Robinson, the greatest fighter ever lived. Oh, come on, man. What about Joe Louis?
The Brown Bomber. Now that was a great boxer.
You damn right.
it was good to see them. It was good
Right.
to see them. I appreciate it.
I had to say, I thought that it was gonna bother me having them in there because I'm like, they wouldn't have been alive, but they, I think they brought a little bit of nostalgia back. They brought us, nostalgia from the first movie. But that takes me to the other thing. So this is a PG-13 movie. So I just wanted to also put that out there. And also, if you did not see the original movie, I don't know if you would understand a lot of the references, a lot of, the little innuendos, a lot of what was happening in this movie.
Yeah, and also, just in case you may not know, you will find this on Amazon Prime Video.
Right.
And for those you may not have Amazon Prime, I think that's the only way you can watch it.
Right.
You can click the link below
For
and get
your free trial.
30-day trial,
Right.
so you can watch a movie and watch other movies on Amazon.
Right.
But that's a good point, Darlene B. I think you had to see. I think you had to see the other one to get some of the references in this new movie, Coming to America. Just to go on that point, from the probably first not even 2 minutes, first minute. Right. I said, whoa, I had to stop and say, oh, do you remember that?
That person was in the first one.
That person was in the first one. So,
Right.
and there's a lot of that in the movie.
Right.
There's a lot of that you have to catch.
I feel like, honestly, we probably would have to watch it over again because there are probably other things that we didn't catch in the movie, watching it the first time.
Right.
Also, for me, I don't understand, anytime that there is an African movie, why do they have to introduce a witch doctor? Why does there have to be some sort of witchcraft, some sort of, demonic element?
Almost stereotypical.
Right.
It gotta be an African movie. And put it out there like another movie like Black Panther had some of that in there as well. And when that happened, Darlene and I looked at each other. I was like, "Wait a minute, what is that? Who is that? What is that?"
I know it was Arsenio Hall, but what is that?
I even said, "Is that Eddie Murphy? Is it Arsenio Hall?
No,
Who is that?"
Arsenio Hall.
Right. So that I don't believe that was the first movie. You can let us know in the comment section if that shaman or whatever you call that.
No,
person
that was a witch doctor.
Witch doctor was in the first movie.
Right. Yeah, and that was like old witch doctor that has been with the family for generations. Okay.
Yeah. Like we were saying in the beginning, I have to say I was waiting for this. Being a Eddie Murphy aficionado. Like I wouldn't Coming to America come on. I could watch it anytime. Still this day, I could probably watch it to come on TV.
Yes, he can.
So
I'm not so much.
So I would say I was waiting for this. I was telling Lorraine, when they were talking about the movie, I didn't want to see the trailers. I didn't want to see nothing. I wanted to just appear. No, I didn't.
We couldn't watch trailers. We couldn't watch anything. He was just very excited to see it and see it in its pure form.
Right. But with that being said, I have to say though, watching it, like we were saying, you have to know Eddie Murphy movies and you have to know Coming to America to truly, to me, to truly appreciate some of the stuff that was going on.
Because there were some things in the movie in it that wasn't even from Coming to America.
Right.
The first one, there were references from other movies that Eddie Murphy has done. So if you don't know those movies, then you wouldn't have gotten it. Like one scene, I was like, oh my gosh, that was from. You know,
right. And Darling caught it before I did. So, it took me a minute to catch it.
Right.
But I have to say, as far as characters, I liked Wesley Snipes' character. He wasn't in the first one, but I liked his character. He's General Izzy. Let me get that right. General Izzy. I guess he was a rival from a rival country.
Right.
Was it Next Dora? That's crazy. Next Dora.
I love Wesley Snipes. I actually did like his character in this, but there's I just felt like there was some, extraness going on, and from, his walk and just his entrances and,
funny as it may have been,
right.
But it's a little extra.
I don't know. It was a little extra, for me. And if we want to talk about maybe some of the things that I felt were a little foolish, his walk was one of them. Even with Leslie Jones's character, and I understand, she had
played it well.
She played the character extremely well.
Extra.
But talking about extra, talking about, ghetto, the stereotypical ghetto, black woman, from New York. And, I just felt, it just went over and beyond what the character needed to be in order to make the point. And in that, it felt a little offensive, actually.
I can see it being offensive to some people, but going along the lines of some of the other things that I appreciated in the movie was the, like I said, the references to some of the old movies and the surprise cameos in there.
Right. Love the cameos.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that person. Oh, wow. And sometimes when I was, not sometimes watching it, I was like, oh, I had a smile on my face because I guess bringing me back a little nostalgia and everything. So I did appreciate that part of the movie. Some of the stuff they did, bringing people in there and stuff.
Why Tiana Taylor got the baddest body in the business, okay? She got the baddest body in the business, okay? She, looks amazing. I thought her character was funny, but again, in some of the scenes, I just felt like it was too much, and it was, what's the word? Not mocking, but it just felt just over the top and not necessary, and kind of making fun of culture, I don't know. There were just some scenes that I just felt if they played it a little more straight, it might have been even more funny or entertaining than the scenes that they had.
But speaking of scenes, I think we both can agree that the one scene that are accumulations of scenes that we like was going back. Well, we don't want to give it spoilers, but it was a flashback scene, and the way they did the flashback scene,
they superimposed
their faces now.
Right.
From then, I don't know, we were like, how did you even do that? So we said, we don't want to give it away, let us know in the description below if you know what we're talking about. We were like, wow, that was pretty good how they did that. That was excellent cinematography with that. Right.
One of the things that I have to mention, the costume design was design was amazing. I even want to wear some of those outfits, okay? Whoever did costume, you bomb. You went over and above in all of the outfits and everything.
Yeah, very amazing. Realistic. The costumes and even
fabulous.
The choreography. If you remember from the first one, some of the scenes, the same type of choreography. That was excellent.
The colors of the scenes, vibrant.
Yes.
Whereas some of the other scenes, were, maybe fighting the lion or being outside, or, to me didn't quite look as realistic maybe as it could have, with maybe some of the animals walking through or whatever. Those weren't that as realistic as I was hoping would be.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. And I think another thing on the downside was probably for me, if you're halfway through the movie it was pretty predictable. You know, it's one of those where, oh, that's going to happen. You pretty much figured out where the film was going probably halfway through the movie. So he's like, okay, that's happened. What's going to happen next? Okay, you can figure that out.
The reason why it was halfway through the movie was because I felt like it took us halfway through the movie to kind of understand the plot. I didn't feel like the plot was very easy to understand, like what exactly was happening. Why is this happening? Why does this have to happen? And so, yeah, it took like half of the movie to really understand, what the plot was and why there was a need to go out and search for this person. Yeah.
But I was had to say, overall, if you wanna, you're Eddie Murphy fan, it's one of those things you gotta see, good or bad. That's what I would say. And I don't know if it's something they're trying to bring to the next generation. I don't know if the next generation will really feel this, but if you're someone that likes Eddie Murphy, you like the first one, I think it's something you have to see the movie, and you will appreciate the things that you see in Coming to America 2, especially if you really love Coming to America, the original.
I think if it's a nostalgic movie, and for that purpose, it was enjoyable. But if it wasn't a nostalgia, if you didn't have the nostalgia of the first movie, give a shout out actually to Pierre, who now is on Comedy Hype. And he was saying, like, only people of a certain age would be able to, really, really enjoy this movie.
Or really,
I won't say
it, or
only.
or really aficionados of Coming to America.
It's aficionados of the first Coming to America. Right. And if you're an aficionado, or if you appreciated Coming to America like we do, I think that it was a cultural phenomenon. I feel like it was necessary for the culture, it was really like the first time that we actually had this black cast and open up with Africa, kind of see Africa in a really positive light in movie form. And so, if you were a fan of Coming to America, then this movie, I think you will get you get the nice,
like I was saying, I was watching
feeling inside.
Like I was saying earlier, I was watching the movie, and then when the surprise cameos came up, or I remember a reference to the old movie, I had a smile on my face because of nostalgia. So that's why I was saying people would appreciate it who like the first one and know about the first movie. They'd appreciate this.
Right. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I mean, if there's if you guys let us know what your favorite part of Coming to America is. We'd love to hear, or if you have any questions about what we thought about it that we might not have mentioned in this, let us know.
In the comment section. Yeah, and we thank you for hanging with us as we gave you this review of Coming to America 2.
Yes, Coming to America. And also, again, if you don't have Amazon Prime, because that's the only way that you're able to see it, make sure that you check the description below, because we do have a link to do a 30-day trial of it. And also, check out our shop on our website where we have our t-shirts. We'd love for you to check it out. Go to BandBreviewsit.com and go to our shop.
Yeah, and check it out.
Right.
All right, I'm John B.
And I'm Darlene B.
Take it easy.
Bye.